Take two.
This is a crazy thing for me to say, but can you feel truth? Listening to that speech of Nelson Mandela, did you not feel truth when you were listening to it? As if this person wouldn't lie to me, this person's give. Do you understand? So if politicians nowadays actually gave us truth that we could feel and feel, then maybe we would take in half of what you're saying.
They don't construct their arguments thoroughly. They don't give a fact and then back it up with evidence or an opinion. They just blatantly kind of put opinions as facts. If politicians identified the problems and said, we are actually going to help you with conviction, I know it would make me feel a lot safer.
Brexit, I don't know what the aim was. No one knew what the aim was. Everyone just knew about, we don't want people from other countries coming over here because of jobs. Whereas in the Mandela speech, it was just all clear. Everyone felt that if they agreed with him, they'll be secure because they knew what they were fighting for. They knew what Mandela was trying to say.
If someone like this who has power is talking like that, then you're like, oh, yeah, like there's someone who's speaking on behalf of us, like the little people. Whereas today it's like a politician will just say whatever they feel they need to say.
It's quite ironic because nowadays you could say something like that, but you won't be punished like that. But people are still scared. Back then, Nelson Mandela wasn't scared.
You're absolutely right. It's, if you're going to stand up, yes, fear comes into it. Very famously, when he presented the first draft of it to the rest of the party and to the lawyers, they told him, you've got to change the end of the speech. You've got to change those last two lines, because he actually said originally, it is an ideal for which I will die. And they said, mate, if you say that, they're going to kill you. And so he was forced to famously change the end of the speech.
It's funny because now politicians are becoming more and more actors, and they're thinking that people don't know. People don't really know I'm not saying the truth. But we can see, because we can see they don't connect to it. It's not just about the words, it's about the passion that you talk about it.
How long ago, like 1963, 1964, Mandela was speaking about the inequality, and it's now 2017 and we can still relate to it. So it's kind of like, it's heartbreaking in a sense that there's been so much work put in to this, civil rights campaign, and so many people have lost their lives over it, have dedicated their lives to helping others. And all we really want is a fairer, happier world.
It might not be exactly the same because right now there's no obvious segregation or apartheid, but it's just changed in a direction where we're just seeing loads more cultural appropriation, and how the name of someone will affect whether they get a job or get into uni. That's all due to the effects of white supremacy.
We all sort of have a sense of selfishness in ourselves, because we say, oh, but now we're all equal in that, but we're only thinking about the country that we're in. We're not thinking about other countries. In fact, in America right now, there's still this whole thing with Black Lives Matter and everything. It's still happening.
I think slowly it goes to the right direction, but probably for the people that have been living here for a while, it doesn't feel like it is. But for people coming from Romania, seeing this, it's like, thank God. It can happen.
Clearly, it's the power of words. You can sit and write something. And I often say this because in our profession, we get reviews and critiques all the time. But what people don't realize is that those words have an effect. Your words do affect people.